When I first started with film, I quickly wanted to jump from 35mm to medium format, but didn't really know where to start. I had seen many of the legendary Mamiya and Hasselblad cameras, but couldn't justify spending that type of money on a camera I had no idea how to shoot realistically. And to be completely honest, you definitely shouldn't. Until you thoroughly understand when and where to use a medium format camera, I think spending hundreds or even thousands on a camera like that is just foolish. A couple years ago, I made a couple videos about cheaper medium format cameras at that time, but in 2024, much of that list, well, the prices have changed quite drastically. So I wanted to come back and give you an updated list and tell you guys what cameras are especially worthwhile in 2024. The first three are going to be especially bang for your bucks. They're going to be cameras that are like under $200, whereas the last three are going to be a little bit more expensive, but I think are certainly worth the price with medium format. Once you get past like the $300-400 mark, it opens up quite a bit of new cameras that are honestly quite a bit better than the more cheap ones, I guess. That being said, let's jump right into it. First is the Minolta Autocord. The Minolta Autocord is a fully mechanical twin lens reflex camera which takes 6x6 photos on medium format film. Produced from 1955 to 1966, the Autocord came in a number of different variants, many of which didn't have too many significant changes from one another. They all come with a Rokkor 75mm f3.5 lens, which is regarded as quite a good one. Something of note is that the earlier models tend to be cheaper, which is good to know. Less technology in them makes them cheaper. Many people regard this as a budget Rolleiflex, which is regarded as one of the best TLRs ever made. A twin lens reflex camera is this taller double lens styled camera where you look down into a waist level viewfinder. These were extremely popular in the 1930s through the 1950s. Now, many people do love them, and a good amount of people don't really like the ergonomics of TLRs in general, so keep that in mind that they are somewhat polarizing. Regardless, for around $150, it's a really good, reliable, medium format camera with a great lens on it. Next is the Olympus 6 folding camera. The Olympus Chrome 6 folding camera is a dual format folding camera, taking 6x6 and 6x4.5 exposures. It was made by Takachiho and then Olympus from 1948 to 1956. All the models have front self-focusing 75mm Suko lenses with either f3.5 or f2.8 apertures. The camera's lenses folds into the body of the camera, making it more compact when traveling. Additionally, it is a rangefinder camera, meaning you're not seeing exactly through the lens itself, rather a close estimation to what the photos will be. Coming in between $120 and $150, it's a really good compact camera that would be a great first medium format camera for someone who is traveling a lot. Next up is the Mamiya 6 Automat. Staying in the same realm, we have the Mamiya 6 Automat, another folding camera, this time just focusing and shooting 6x6. This camera is a distant cousin to the extremely famous modern Mamiya 6 and close to my beloved Mamiya 7, which is my favorite camera of all time, bar none. I will definitely be buried with one of those things. That being said, the Mamiya 6 Automat comes with a much simpler design and a 75mm f3.5 lens made by Olympus, a reliably sharp lens. With this being a folding camera, understand you're getting a simpler modular camera that still takes great medium format photos. And for between $100 and $150, this would be a great first medium format camera for someone wanting a simple little compact folding camera. Next, and the first that's getting a little more expensive, is the Bronica S2A. Stepping up in price here a bit, the Bronica S2A comes in relatively affordable but steps up quite a bit in modularity, control, build quality, and overall beefiness. The S2A was the successor of the Bronica S2 and was released in 1969. Nice. It's a focal plane shutter camera and operates differently than previous cameras and much more like a regular 35mm SLR where you are seeing exactly what the lens is. The S2A has a wide variety of lenses to shoot with as well, from 40mm to 200mm. You can also shoot 220 film, which doubled your amount of exposures compared to normal 120 film with a simple switch on the film back. The shutter speeds go up to 1/1000th of a second, which gives you good control with faster moving subjects. Everyone I've talked to that has used Bronicas over the last 7 or 8 years has absolutely been in love with them, which is a testament to their build quality and the ergonomics of their cameras. The S2A does come in at around $350 to $400, which I know is quite a bit of a jump from the previous cameras, but in my opinion, that price jump is warranted. Once you get into the $300 to $400 range of medium format cameras, it opens up so many great cameras, so just keep that in mind when you're looking at some of the cheaper ones. Next up is the Bronica C220. Moving back to a twin lens reflex camera, the Mamiya C220 is also often regarded as a poor man's Rolleiflex, but in my opinion, the build quality and lens trumps the cheaper autocord, which is felt in the price jump. One thing Mamiya knows how to do, and that's build a camera that feels nice and high quality to the touch. Despite it being quite boxy, the camera is ergonomic, having the focusing knobs on the side, shutter cock right near your left thumb, and shutter release within reach of your right thumb. It just feels tight and right. The C220 also has a wide range of lenses from 38mm all the way up to 500mm, 16 lenses in total. Overall, for the price of around $200 to $250, I think the price jump is warranted. This is one of the nicest TLRs I've ever used personally, and for the price, it is a very beginner-friendly camera to learn shooting medium format film on. Again, I can see how a TLR would be intimidating to learn on, but you'll learn quickly, and it's certainly a conversation starter when you're out and about shooting with one. And last but certainly not least is the RB67. Enter one of my favorite cameras of all time, the legendary RB67. While yes, the price for this at around $400 is quite a bit more than the other cameras, hear me out, it's worth it, granted you know its strengths and weaknesses. First, it is extremely modular, meaning almost everything, including the backs that hold the film, can be swapped out. From different lens focal lengths, different viewfinders, bodies, winders, etc., there's an RB67 build for you and whatever you're shooting. Now, the camera's biggest downfall is certainly its weight and size. I would not recommend this be your first choice for hiking with, although it still will produce some incredible photos if you do decide to go that route. Rather, it is one of the best cameras of all time for the price when it comes to a studio and a portrait camera. With its bellow focusing system, you're able to fine focus down to extreme detail. In addition to its size, the mirror slap is heavy but very satisfying. Satisfying is a good way to describe using this manual mechanical beast. From the manual controls on the lenses to the two-step cocking and advanced mechanisms, you're constantly reminded that each frame is not to be wasted. Now, the camera may take a bit to get used to with its strange locations for some settings and dark slide. Once you do master it, you will get some of the most spectacular images out of this camera. Many photos are better than the many $1,000 digital mirrorless cameras will get you. So for $400, I think the RB67 is certainly worth it, despite its quite steep barrier to entry. Otherwise, it's going to wrap it up for this one, guys. Let me know down in the comments what medium format camera did you start on, and what medium format camera would you recommend to one of your friends who's wanting to jump from 35mm to 120 film. I definitely think there's a lot that I missed for this list specifically, so if there's enough that you guys can come up with or cameras that I think of for the future, I'll certainly make another one. Otherwise, I want to thank you guys so much for watching. I got a lot of really cool adventure film photography stuff coming up soon, with some cool hikes up in the Pacific Northwest, some in Utah, and just some other fun stuff coming soon. So make sure you stay tuned for that. Otherwise, until the next one, guys, thank you so much for watching. Stay safe, stay shooting. Adios.